Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Cardinal Weekly presented by the Cardinal Sports Network. I'm Benny Rogers, the Sports Information Officer at Trinity Valley Community College, coming to you live on location this week from Cardinal Gym. It's quiet here now, but it's about to pick up as Cardinal and Lady Cardinal basketball season is about to begin. We're very excited today as we have special guests with us. We have Elena Lovato, the head coach of the Lady Cardinals, and Chris Bauman, the head coach of the Cardinals. And now we're going to visit with them about the upcoming seasons.
Get the latest in Cardinal sports. Benny Rogers brings you the latest in scores and standings throughout the region. Cardinal Weekly starts now.
And now we're visiting with Elena Lovato, the head women's basketball coach here at Trinity Valley Community College, whose Lady Cardinals open the season Friday in Waco against McLennan at 6 p.m. And they'll also be in Waco Saturday at 2 p.m. against Temple as they get ready to open the season. The Lady Cardinals will play their home opener next Tuesday at 5:30 here at Cardinal Gym when they play the Australian Junior National Team. Elena, you're back at Trinity Valley. You're certainly no stranger. You were here in the 2009-10 season as assistant coach, and then you finished the last 13 games as head coach, going 11-2, winning a conference championship, a regional championship, and going to the national tournament and being very successful. Why are you back at Trinity Valley?
For several reasons. First and foremost, my stint here in 2010 was very special to me. I felt like the community was very embracive, and just the support that they showed, through that season was amazing. And, to come back and have such a, supportive community, administration, athletic department, just everything, everybody's been great as far as just welcoming me back and being very supportive. So.
Now you come back and you inherit a national champion, but you don't necessarily inherit a national championship team. Talk about the makeup of this team.
Yes, sir. Inherited a national championship team, and all I have left is a 6'5" Kiana Vines with a torn ACL. So, we went out and we had to bring in, 10 new kids, and we were anticipating having Kiana Vines out there to help us, lead this group and communicate with the girls, what junior college basketball is about and what playing for Trinity Valley is about. And she tore her ACL about a month ago, so. Long story short, we're out there with 10 kids, that don't have any experience with NJCAA basketball. I do have 4 transfers, though, and I feel like with their leadership and support, these freshmen should come along quickly.
Now, Lady Cardinal fans are used to a 94-feet style of play. Up and down the floor, pressing all over the place, converting turnovers into points. What type of style do you hope to bring to the program?
We hope to have the same style. We're going to implement 3 different presses this year. We'll have a zone press and a straight-up man-to-man, and then we're going to also have a run and jump. So right now we just got started putting in the zone press, and I think our full court man-to-man, we worked on that the last few scrimmages. We definitely want to be a strong half-court defensive team, though, so that when we do get beat out of our zone press, that we can lock down some people in the half-court.
Well, now the preseason national rankings came out last week. The Lady Cardinals were ranked 4th. The coaches poll in the conference came out. The Lady Cardinals are predicted to win a 12th straight conference championship. What are your thoughts on where your team's ranked by both nationally and in the conference?
Being ranked 4th, I think, is humbling for my girls. I think coming in, being recruited to the defending national champions, we thought we'd be ranked number 1, so it's kind of adding fuel to their fire. But I think it's not a bad look for us. We do have a lot to prove. I don't have anybody returning. I don't have anybody who's played at this level. So it's humbling, but at the same time, I think it's a good thing because it gives fuel to the fire. So my kids are here to win a national championship, and I think being ranked 4th, it's going to make them work that much harder.
Just watching your kids interact through the scrimmages and just to here on campus, it seems like there's been a strong chemistry that's already formed. Would you speak to that?
Yes, for having 10 brand new players and then Kiana Vines on campus, 11 new people together with a new coaching staff, it's been kind of a blessing to have such good kids that get along, and when they get back to the dorm, they do things together. So I think chemistry is going to be huge for us this year. I think as soon as they start clicking on the court, that chemistry that they have off the court is going to make us that much better of a team. So.
Now you mentioned you had some kids that had transferred in from larger universities. Why don't you talk about them and what your expectations for them as far as on the floor and as leaders?
Okay. I got Crystal Henderson, who's coming to us from Wichita State. She's actually a Dallas native, so it's kind of cool because her family will get to watch her play. She's going to run the point for us this year. She's very solid. She's great as far as getting the girls focused. She's a good leader on and off the court. I think, where we struggle with her is she wants to make that extra hero play defensively. So she'll leave her man, and sometimes it leads to, an easy bucket. But if we could get her to lock down solid defensively, I'll be happy with her. We have Savannah Carter, my utility kid. She came in as a point guard, and I've been playing her 1 through 4. At this point, she's just so tough, I can't keep her off the floor. She's coming to us from Grambling. Shannon Smith from North Carolina, she can shoot the ball. We need to find a way to get her more shots in the game, but I think, as far as a three-point specialist, she's probably going to be that look for us. And then Victoria Wells, just a hustler, scrappy, 5'10", long, lanky. We love the defensive energy she brings to us and just pursues the ball. Rebounding is there. So we're happy with all 4 of them, and we hope that they bring a lot of leadership to the younger group.
If the Lady Cardinals are to maintain their high national ranking and continue on as the season goes, they're going to have to survive a tough non-conference schedule. Why don't you talk about that in our closing minutes with you?
All right. We got 5 games leading up to this WNIT, so we have to figure stuff out really quick. We start with McLennan and Temple, and they're going to give us some very well-coached teams that are going to try to, make the game muddy. So we're going to have to definitely come out and execute, and we're going to have to give it to them defensively. That's how we're gonna win those 2 games. Then we're gonna get back to the house and play that Australian national team who's gonna come out here 6'1", 6'2". It's gonna be a track race. So if we use McLennan and Temple to get to where we execute our defense and transition and convert, then coming back to the house and playing that Australian national team will be a great look for us. Then we head over to Lufkin, and we're gonna play in the Angelina tournament. So those 2 games will be fine-tuning. And then we head out and play that national caliber tournament with WNIT. So.
And then, by the way, you got Weatherford twice in about a week and a half.
Yes, and they're ranked number 5 this year. They're very good. We saw them play at the Frisco, scrimmage jamboree, and they've got some really good, talented players. So we're going to have to definitely be fine-tuned by that point.
Well, Lana, we want to thank you for stopping by on Cardinal Weekly this week. And I know with basketball season just beginning and basketball will be the only game in town for quite a while,
Yes,
we'll be visiting with you several times along the way. So thanks a lot.
Thank you. We have a lot of home games this year, so we hope that we could catch a good crowd. And
pack the gym.
Pack the gym. Let's support these girls. So they're working hard.
That's Elena Lovato, the head women's basketball coach at Trinity Valley Community College. Now we're going to talk to Chris Bauman, the head men's basketball coach at Trinity Valley Community College.
Thank you.
Now we're joined by Chris Bauman, the new men's head basketball coach here at TVCC. Chris comes to us from Garden City Community College in Garden City, Kansas, where he had 6 successful seasons. Now, Chris, what attracted you to Trinity Valley? What made you want to make the switch from the Kansas League to the Texas League?
First the opportunity. I think you can win a national championship here. I didn't think you could do that so much in Kansas with some of our scholarship limitations. And the tradition here, there was just a lot of things that attracted me here. My wife wanted to get back in the South a little bit, so that was one of the other attractions. But the biggest thing was the basketball tradition and the chance that I really thought, the women have been so successful here. I really thought that we could do some of the same things on the men's side. I think we have a chance to be very successful here. We're trying to build a foundation with our program. I don't think we're there yet, but I think we have a chance to be someday.
What is the perception of the Texas League from, say, Kansas, where you spent the last 6 seasons?
Well, the West Texas League is notoriously, because that's the other side. I was on that side of the state, and we played quite a few of the West Texas teams, and obviously they've been really good over the past few years. The East Texas League is very good, the tradition. I think there's been 40 NBA players out of this league. A guy that actually hired me at Garden City, Vic Trilly, coached in this league at Lon Morris, and I talked to him about what it took to be successful here, and he really thought that, that I could come down here and be successful with some of my recruiting ties. So, Texas basketball is, it's as good as it gets in junior college. Now, obviously, it's a big state and there's different regions, but the West Texas and East Texas League perennially are 2 of the best junior college leagues in the country.
What style of play do you hope to bring to Trinity Valley and that the fans should expect?
Well, I really wanted to play really, really fast. The problem is we've got pretty good size this year, so we're probably not going to play as fast as I'd like to because, we've got some kids that are 6'10", 6'8", 6'9", and, I'd like to play fast, but if we get those guys worn out, I don't want to play. I've got to find a way to keep those guys in the game. So we've tried different styles so far. I'm really not sure how we're exactly going to play this year. I'd like to press and I'd like to play fast and play some matchup zone and do that stuff. I don't know if we're going to be able to do all that stuff this year, but the kids are going to play hard. That's the biggest thing with me is the guys have to play hard.
When the national rankings came out last week, your Cardinals are ranked 14th nationally, and then the league coaches picked you to finish 3rd in the North Zone. What are your expectations as compared to what the program, how the program is perceived nationally?
I mean, we want to win the league. We want to win the North. We've got a trophy in our locker room that's not labeled, that has the North Zone champions on it, and that's the trophy we really want, especially this year, because whoever wins the league outright gets to go to the national tournament. So that's our biggest goal right now, is trying to win the league, and if we don't do that, we're going to try to win the regional tournament. You know, preseason rankings are great, but they don't mean anything. I think all they mean that your staff has done a good job recruiting. I think the tradition of the program, I mean, those things usually go into the junior college preseason deal. And obviously, Trinity Valley's had great teams forever. I think our staff's done a very good job recruiting. So I think those two things, but whether we do it on the floor or not, I mean, we'll find out here in the next couple of months.
You only have one player returning from last year's Cardinal squad, Dominic Elliott, and he's committed to the University of Oklahoma already. What are your expectations for him on the floor and as far as being a leader for the squad?
He's got to be a leader. He's the only guy that's got any experience in the league. So, I mean, he's got to be a leader for us. He's done a good job to this point. You know, signing with Oklahoma was a great deal for him. Lon Kruger's a great coach. I mean, and they're a great program. So I think he's excited about that. He's got to handle his academics in order to get there. So he's got to keep working on that. But I'm really excited about what he's done. But he's got to be a leader because, like I said, he's the only guy with any experience in our league. And he's done a good job of it to this point. We've got some other guys that are transfers that have come in and they've done a good job leadership-wise, but we're only going to be as good as our sophomores.
You've got a tough 19-game conference schedule, which seems crazy to say, facing you. Before you even get to that, you've got a tough non-conference schedule facing you. Talk about the teams that you're going to be facing in the upcoming days.
We go to Oklahoma. We go to Weatherford, Oklahoma this weekend. I didn't do a lot of the non-conference stuff. Pat Smith did. He did a very good job with it. We play some of the traveling teams, exhibition teams that, I'd rather play more junior college teams, but, the schedule was kind of set before I got here. But it's challenging. We play Northern Oklahoma and Enid on Saturday, who's very, very good. They lost in the regional championship last year. We've got Midland, who's notoriously for having great teams. And there's some other teams in there, Weatherford and some other teams along the way that are going to be very, very tough for us. But, like I said, I'm more worried about us than anything else. If we can handle our business and do what we're supposed to do, then I think we'll have a chance to be successful.
Well, Chris, we want to thank you for stopping by to Cardinal Weekly. I know we're going to be visiting several times during the course of the season because here for a while now, basketball is going to be the only game in town.
So, go Cards.
That's Chris Bauman, the head men's basketball coach here at Trinity Valley Community College. Now we'll turn our attention to the other two sports going on here in the fall at Trinity Valley Community College. Start with softball. Matter of fact, let's end with softball. Softball ended its fall exhibition season Saturday, going 3-0 in games at Kane Park. The Lady Cardinals finished the exhibition softball season 13-10-1, and they'll resume in the spring now on February 1st when Coach Ashley Johnson's squad will attempt to make the regional tournament for a third straight year. Speaking of regional tournaments, the volleyball team is in Baytown as we speak, playing in the regional tournament for the first time in school history, and this is the third year of the volleyball program here at TVCC. Coach Tasha Spain's squad carried an 18-10 record to the regional tournament, and we'll wrap up play in the regional tournament on next week's edition of Cardinal Weekly. Thank you all for joining us this week. I'm Benny Rogers, and we hope to see you at the games again real soon.